Great to have you with us. Now, in our first story, the woman who allegedly absconded with a one-year-old baby at Takoradi Market Circle last Friday has pleaded guilty to charges of child theft. Rose Mausifiaku was arraigned with an accomplice, her boyfriend Latte Lawson, who denies any knowledge of the crime. Correspondent Natalia Kwanzaa reports the atmosphere in court was tense. The court, however, ordered a pregnancy test to be conducted on Rose before she reappears on April 5. Lawson, according to his lawyer, demanded his baby from Rose, who had claimed she was pregnant and had a baby for him. Lawyer Emmanuel Arthur explained how his client was misled to believe the stolen baby was his.
He's been in a relationship with the lady. At a point, the lady said she had taken a seed. So he believed her. Unknown to him, that seed was aborted as a miscarriage. But she continued to give the impression to my client that indeed she had delivered. So occasionally during the night hours, she will bring the child to my client and show the child to him that this is your son. My client naively also believed that indeed that is his son. But after 4 months, he traveled and came back recently and started demanding his son from A1, the woman. So after about 3 or 4 days, the woman came back and said, this is your son, and dumped the boy on him. He also naively believed that this was his son. After 4 months, natural, by then the child should be about a year, 1 month. So he sincerely also believed that this was his son. I even gave him a name, Ibrahim, and started foolishly parading around that, hey, this is my son. But then we all behave naively sometimes, which you cannot really punish him for that. So we'll see how the case will go. But I can tell you that this is not a matter that he's going to get a conviction for it, especially when the girl has pleaded guilty that he stole the child. There is not much.
Couldn't your client make the difference between the first baby he saw earlier before he traveled and now?
My brother, a 4-month-old baby. Then when I believe I've not seen that baby till after about 7 months, 8 months, and I come back. Certainly the difference is massive and I will not be able to tell. And he is on train, he is on school, he's not like me. So you have to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's so naive, he's on school, he's just stupid, he behaved foolishly. But you can't pin him down on that.
So as we speak, they are not in a relationship?
I don't think so.
In another development, Interior Minister Ambrose Derry says Ghana's current privacy laws are making it difficult to find the 3 kidnapped Takoradi girls. In an exclusive interview with Kojo Yankson, the minister complained that even though investigators have access to technology that would allow them to listen in on the telephone conversations of suspects, current privacy laws make any such eavesdropping illegal.
Using the telephone, we could trace where the communicators are. And we knew that the suspect has been communicating. But when it comes to that, you then have to confront the laws on privacy. How much can we listen into conversations? How much can we do that? And I think that Ghanaians should now start thinking, we need to give us a little bit of our rights to get back our security to enjoy the rest of it. And so you would help us to build that consensus. Will we have to go for a shortcut and get it quickly and even be proactive so that if we think that we see a suspect, we can even monitor the conversations and be able to tell that this man is about doing that, and we would nip it in the bud. You cannot listen into people's conversations. And the last parliament attempted, the last government attempted bringing a bill to parliament to...
The spy bill, as they call it.
Yeah, you know, they look at it, the name spy bill, and it didn't work. But we now have to go back and look at it and see what we are doing. Because you can deal with the court order, but even then, there are limitations about how you do it. But you could be proactive. There could be rules as to how far we can go. And then if we get that done, then we can even tell. You see, we can suspect that there's a gang that is operating. You might need to proactively monitor that. What can you monitor? What can't you monitor? It's left to us to determine by this. But we are following it, and we are making use of the digital or technological advances that we're collaborating with others. And we believe that in the end we'll establish that capability ourselves.
Mr. Derry is thus urging Ghanaians to consider giving up some of their rights to allow effective law enforcement. The Interior Minister also affirmed that the 3 kidnapped girls are, quote, alive and not beyond our reach, unquote. According to Mr. Derry, despite a lack of cooperation from the main suspect, Samuel Udotek Wills, police are optimistic they will find the 3 kidnapped girls.
One thing that I would like to encourage the public to assist the police with is to report timeously when something happens. There's an incident, oh, let's wait. And as you wait, the smoking guns, the telltale signs that would help us get to the people will be erased. Then you report a week or 2 later. When you've done that, it makes matters very difficult for the police. We've had to bring in, some foreign support in areas that we think that we need strengthening.
You're talking about the 3 tiny girls?
Yes,
yeah.
We have to bring them. It's Ghana and Nigeria, and that is also a very important axis because, Ghana and Nigeria are very much related because if I say Ghanaian, where you be, apart from Ghana, you say Nigeria and vice versa because we are both English speaking, we resemble, and we have a lot of things in common. And therefore, it's important how we work together to check criminals. And sometimes our moves are not understood. You go and you are dealing with Nigerians who want to ridicule the law enforcement agencies, and then when you take action, they misrepresent it to mean that you are working against Nigeria. But we have lived with Nigerians all our lives, and we are not going to have a problem with that. So, yes, there's a need for us to have the international approach. I believe that we will get results.
What is it? Is it the FBI or who
well, everyone, FBI, Nigeria, we are not limited.
Away from that, Chairman of the Local Government and Rural Development Committee of Parliament, William Ejapon-Kwetu, is calling for the scrapping of the 4% of District Assembly Common Fund allocated to members of Parliament. He argues that Common Fund given to MPs is a misplaced priority which conflicts with the work of district assemblies. He was speaking at a Star Ghana Local Governance Forum held here in Accra. Henry Kwesi Bedu has more.
Members of Parliament are given 4% of the District Assembly Common Fund to undertake developmental projects in their constituencies. District Assemblies spend the remaining 96%. At a Star Ghana Local Governance Forum, the Chairman of Parliament's Local Government and Rural Development Committee, William Ejapon-Kwetu, wants the 4% Common Fund to MPs scrapped.
I think that the Common Fund, to me, should be scrapped. We should be given to the District Chief Executive, who is in the constituency or the district level. After all, he takes 25% already, so add the 5% to him. Let him do all the development work there. Let the people go to him. He should be accountable to the people. Once in a while, you MP, you go home, you sit with him and see what monies have come there, what is he doing. So MP, you also stay in Accra and lobby the ministries and get more projects and go and give it to him in the district. That should be our core function. So that you be one, the two of you be one. We don't have to compete with each other. It is that little money that is given to us that everybody is trying to do something to please the people that is causing this rift. And therefore, the DC will always be eyeing the MP's position, the Common Fund. If it is taken from me, I'll be very, very happy. People will know that I'm not responsible to do those. They'll know that I'm not responsible for building school structures and orders. The monies are collected from the people. Central government also adds some to the district chief executive. They should concentrate on doing the development at the district level. They should allow me, the MP, to also concentrate on my core functions, legislative, the oversight responsibilities and all that, so that I'll go to Parliament at all times.
Dean of Studies and Research at the Institute of Local Government Studies, Dr. Eriko Drosai, wants citizens to hold local government accountable to improve service delivery.
Then the resources that goes to the local government level is sent there because of the citizens. So they are in an agency capacity. And when you are in an agency capacity, we have beneficiaries, and the beneficiaries are the citizens. So the citizens would have to ask questions about how local governments are using their resources. If they feel strongly about it that local governments are not using their resources well, nothing prevents them from petitioning central government or the regional government to ensure that local government use their resources well. Local assemblies have been created in such a way that they are the ones closer to you. They know your development needs, and they are the people to bring development to you. And that is why government gives them common fund on your behalf. And also they collected taxes to be used to develop the area. So we are urging citizens to hold local government accountable in the utilization of resources. I agree that the share of the common fund that goes to MPs should be scrapped. But once we are scrapping it, then we should come up with an alternative fund, what we call the Constituency Development Fund. That should come from another fund, central government fund, that should be given to the MPs. But whether we like it or not, we have also made the MP development agent by default. So the common fund should be reserved for the local government. Chief executive should be elected. They should give all the common fund to the chief executive to do development in their local areas. And the government should create what we call a constituency development fund at the national level, which will be for MPs. So MPs can also develop the constituencies. So together we can see some fast-track development in our localities.
Star Ghana says they will continue to collaborate with other civil society organizations and the government to increase and strengthen local government issues in Ghana. Henry Kwesi Bedu's report for Joy News.
Now, still with a chairman of Parliament's committee, Dr. Marcus Ibiyeba, who chairs the Finance Committee, is cautioning the public against investing in cryptocurrency. He says the transaction is illegal and the BOG is struggling to regulate it. Dr. Ibiyeba was contributing to a statement on cryptocurrency operations in the country. Joseph Opoku Gakpo joins us via telephone. Joseph, what else is going on in the House?
So mainly the conversation has been on the issue having to do with cryptocurrency. The MP for Jabeng, Amapoma, delivered a statement calling for a regulation of that particular industry, so that then those who are investing money in it would be able to confirm that what they are doing, they are not probably throwing away money. But she got reactions to that from folks like the chairman of the Finance Committee, Dr. Makasbe Eboa, who explained that when you look at the cryptocurrency issue, it's a decentralized system of trading when it comes to money, unlike the real currency where there are central banks regulating it. And he pointed out that all over the world, the issue of cryptocurrency is not exactly regulated from a central point. So it will be almost impossible to introduce legislation here in Ghana in order to regulate that industry. But he had a caution for members of the public that to the extent that it's not a regularized industry, the suggestion that it could possibly be legislated and that there could be regulations for it is impossible. So the public should be careful in how they invest in some of those areas. So the MPs have been putting out that caution. A while ago, sitting in the House was suspended in order for the committee members to go into a committee of a whole sitting, because the formula for the disbursement of the National Health Insurance Fund have actually come, and they are considering that, after which sitting of the full House will resume eventually.
Thank you very much, Joseph Opoku Gakpo, for that update. Let's get some reactions to a decision Parliament took yesterday. And the Media Coalition for the Passage of the Right to Information Bill is unhappy with the numerous restrictions in the law passed. Parliament, after setting the bill aside on countless occasions, eventually passed into law the 2-decade-old bill, which will allow the public have access to information in the public and private sector. The leading pressure group advocating the passage is, however, unenthused about the latest development. They say the law in its current form has too many restrictions. Senior Research Officer at the Ghana Anti-Corruption Coalition, Bright Sowu, explains.
Generally, we are happy that the law has been passed, but as you mentioned, we do have some reservations. And since you are talking about exemptions, I'd like to go straight to that. One of the most pregnant ones for us is Clause 13, which talks about the fact that we are unable to access any information that go in some deliberation. In other words, if an institution of state is still doing work or where you currently ongoing a particular information that we want to access, that we are unable to access that information. We do understand the need for exemptions. I mean, every part of the world, the right information, there's certain information that is exempt. But in this particular case, the reason why we are worried about such a clause is that the implicit understanding will be that if they are done with the deliberative process, then the information can be made available to you. But often, if you do not capture this explicitly in the law, that can become a problem with the status, put at permanently put on, in deliberative status over a long period of time. That can deny access to that particular information. So some of the issues in there, we still have some reservations, some of that. And as far as exemptions are concerned, Clause 30 is one of the ones we're hoping that some amendments could have been made.
Away from that, the University Teachers Association of Ghana, UTAG, is demanding the immediate resignation of the Vice Chancellor of the University of Education, Winneba, Reverend Father Professor Anthony Afol-Broni, as it lists a litany of allegations against him. UTAG accuses him of orchestrating the removal of his predecessor, Professor Mauto Avoke, and the subsequent sacking of some teaching and non-teaching staff of the university. Meanwhile, UTAG also wants the council chairman, Professor Beka, investigated over accusations of conflict of interest. It's been almost 2 weeks since the University of Education Central Region campuses were closed down upon advice from regional security chiefs. Earlier, National UTAG President Dr. Eric Opoku-Mensah was on news desk, and he insists they have proof of the allegations they are making against the VC and the chairman of the governing council.
I want all of us to call the chairman of UW Council to come out publicly, if he's a man of integrity, to come out and explain whether the provision which they use for his promotion is justified under UW statute.
Okay, but why are you calling for the immediate reinstatement of your members or your colleagues who have been sacked without recourse to any form of investigation? Don't you think that will
the point is that
affect the procedures, the school's rules, and how things are done?
The point is that yesterday during our press conference, we explained case by case the 3 sacked senior members to show how unjustifiable the decision is under the statute, the very statute of UW. Look, for example, if you take somebody like Dr. Sapon, who represents the alumni on UW Council. Dr. Sapon was invited before a disciplinary committee, and prior to that, the council took a decision to take a vote. Dr. Sapon, out of his own moral inclination, says, I'm not going to be part of this process, and he decides to recuse himself. That action is being interpreted by council as being disrespectful to the council chair and the other members. He says he didn't. You call him before a disciplinary committee, you invite him with a letter. That letter finds its way on the alumni platform. The accusation is that Dr. Sapon is trying to cause disaffection of management, for the alumni. Now they drag him before the disciplinary committee, ask him to apologize, which he does. 8 months after that, then they give him a dismissal letter. This is not how public universities in Ghana works. We work. They seriously, in fact, if you look at all the public universities, yes, lecturers are sacked. But the wanton dismissal of lecturers in UW, we've gone into each of the case, and all of them are people who seem to be in disagreement with the ways the current management is going about things.
From one university to another, and Insura News has uncovered activities of a student who takes nude pictures and videos of female students for blackmail at University of Energy and Natural Resources in Sunyani. Victims of the scandal have been left with psychological and emotional trauma, forcing some of them to leave school. Though attention of authorities had been drawn to the misconduct of the final year student Benjamin Ofoe, who served as an SRC executive, no disciplinary action was taken. Ohiming Teria has been following up and has come through with this report.
All level 100 female students first received WhatsApp messages inviting them to join Hookup, a dating network on campus, promising them rich white partners. New entrants are required to send nude pictures and videos to an unidentified person via Tigo, Vodafone or MTN number to facilitate the process. The unsuspecting students, after sending the nude materials, later received threatening messages from different lines asking them to pay between 800 and 4,300 Ghana cedis. They are also to give in for sexual affair with the anonymous caller or risk having the pictures and videos put in the public domain.
He asked me to come and meet him so that we will go to a hotel and have sex, something. And I told him, no, I can't do that. And
Akosia, not her real name, is a victim.
So he just comes to you and pretends to be a white man and then asks for the pictures. Then he tells you it's a lot. It's a lot. So mine, it wasn't necessarily because he would promise you money and all that.
She has been telling me her Halloween experience, a situation she says affected her relationship with both male and female friends.
Okay, it has affected my life very much because it happened at home, but when I came to school the following semester, every time someone is approaching me, I feel like the person is staring at me too much, so it caused that kind of social fear. So I was scared of everyone.
The story of 20-year-old Mavis, not her real name, is different. Unlike others, she did not send her nude pictures and videos as advertised. She says she was asleep in her hostel room when the suspect, who supposedly on a visit to a colleague, took undue advantage to take pictures and videos of her. According to her, the suspects pestered her to transfer money to him after sending her nude pictures to her mother, a situation which left her stressed up.
Actually, with Ami's case, she didn't even, the sad part of it is she didn't even send her news out. Actually, she was sleeping. Excuse me to say, she didn't watch herself. So she was sleeping carelessly in her room. Someone entered the room and took a picture of her and used that picture to blackmail her. So she was even innocent about the whole deal. What she saw or she knew was that her picture is out and they are blackmailing her. The day I saw Amma, I was very, very sad because I saw her when she came to level 100. At that time, I was the women's commissioner. She was a very beautiful lady. With going on with her academic life, everything was perfect. And later I saw Amma sick. You can't even, it was so sad. That day I cried.
She has since changed schools, citing insecurity and lack of action by university authorities. Ensure news sources say though sanctions were recommended against Mr. Ofoe, nothing was done. Amid such adversity, another victim, 20-year-old Eva, mustered courage and reported the matter to Sunyani District Police Command. It followed distribution of her nude pictures and video to some students, whilst the suspect demanded 4,300 Ghana cedis from her.
Actually, he's called Benjamin Ofoe. He asked me to pay 4,300, and I told him I don't have that kind of money. Then he said I should sell my laptop and my mobile phone, so I'll give him the money. Then I said okay, but I didn't give him the money.
Police investigations led to the retrieval of 2 SIM cards, one bearing a Tigo number the suspect used to distribute the nude pictures and videos of the complainant. District Commander DSP Franklin Kremo says the suspect confessed to the offense.
Away from that story, to the ordinary eye, they are designs printed on fabrics. But to those who know what a fabric design really is, they are not mere sketches and they are not mere clothes. With such beautiful classic designs, they are creative, deliberate messages carefully composed into proverbs, cliches, innuendos, or street slogans. For instance, there's cloth design called Yentiobia, which is a line in a popular highlife song. Hannah Odami brings us today's Ghana One series on the names and meanings of the various wax prints we wear, what they mean, and where they can be worn to.
I have an important function to attend this weekend. That's the engagement of my dear friend Linda. And we've all been told to wear a green fabric. but I do not have one. So here I am at the 31st December market to find out what kind of fabric I have to buy to such an important occasion. Oh, there I am. Okay, I can see one shop here. Hello. Good morning. How are you?
I'm great, and you?
I'm doing well. I like this. As if you knew I was going to buy a green fabric. I love this. I think I may have just gotten what I needed.
This one is actually called Isasawa.
Sasawa. Okay. Sasawa means
different kinds of patterns put together.
And then
this one we have the Abankawa.
Abankawa, which means
handcuff. Maybe you get a something referred to the police. Maybe you
Abankawa.
Abankawa.
So it means you have a case with the police.
Yes. This one is called Ukwawari Bisa.
Ukwawari Bisa. Ask before you go
in for the marriage. This one, it relates to the olden days. Before someone gets married, the family will go and check the family background, if there is maybe sickness in the family or even a good thing or bad thing. That's why they say Ukwawari Bisa. This one also is called Uwachudie Obako. And for yes, it means that we all one day we all pass on or something.
And that's with those. It looks like a ladder.
Yes, Uwachudie Obako.
I like this one. I think I know this one. I don't know the tree name, but I know it's the back of the tortoise.
Yes,
okay, so let's see. And we all know that's the design. That's the back of the tortoise.
Yes.
Why? What is the significance of the back of that tortoise?
You know, the tortoise, the back of the tortoise is very hard. You can't even break it.
So if you wear this,
it means you are strong.
Wow.
You are bold. You know, it's hard.
I expanded my search by visiting other shops where I first met Beatrice, who's been in this business for more than 30 years. This is gramophone. That's what our elders used in playing music. That's why they love to name the fabrics using natural elements. And that was to appreciate the creator. They also used items in the environment to signify the importance of This one is Afibi-san. That means we have encountered lots of difficulties in a particular year. We have the Holland type and the Parita type too. Now that one everyone can buy.
First, 50 years, 60 years, or you
The thing about this is that the Holland types were of good quality. So even the one my mother has 50 years ago is authentic than these new ones that we call small Holland.
Holland
Your fabric is called insubra. It means a well where everyone can draw water from. That means you are very generous. I also sought the opinion of the youth in this business.
My dear Papa, be a son and boy, I like something that is precious to you, something that you really cherish a lot. Okay, so that's what that can do anyway. And we have this one I can't explain. Yeah, now says to be like maybe a good person who is no more. Definitely you're not going to get the same person. So it's like to replace that person.
This woman has come to the shop to purchase bales of the fabric for a funeral. This fabric is called Obiabedu Nwa Dansepa. It means everyone shall speak well of you. We chose this for the funeral because our grandmother was a very good woman. Back to the first shop where I first visited for my beautiful fabric for the engagement.
That one is
I do have this one.
For the Sundays. They normally wear to church at Thanksgiving.
Okay. And it's called Obatampa.
why you obedient nyame fa okra insie ye.
That's what a good mother. You've done
good to people. So God should keep you.
God should keep you. So no matter your emotion, no matter the occasion, wherever you are going, there are fabrics, wax springs that you can wear to signify exactly what you want to depict. We have seen there are some for funerals, there are some for engagements, there are some for outdoorings, there are some to appreciate your parents or guardians when they die. There are others that actually you can use to spite your enemy, which my friend here has told us is not necessarily good for you to wear it. There are some that signifies your character, charisma, and we saw one of them here. In the meantime, I have been told that I necessarily have to get this one for the engagement I am attending this weekend, and so I am going for Subra and Afibia sign, but that does not mean that I'm having a bad year. Thank you so much.
You are welcome.
So here I am. I finally got what I wanted because I understood what it means to wear a very good fabric, very good wax springs to that occasion. That's so important to you. From the Makola Market here in Accra, my name is Hannah Odami for joining me.
You know what to do next time you want to step out in some very beautiful looking wax prints.